Welcome back to the porch. In our last conversations, we talked about care options and different levels of support. Today, I want to talk about something I see far too often. What happens when families wait until there's a crisis? This isn't about fear. It's about experience and how to avoid unnecessary stress, heartache, and confusion. Here is the reality of caregiving. There's something families don't always talk about. Statistically, caregiving most often falls to one person, and very often that person is a daughter, frequently the eldest daughter. Not always, but often. And here's why that matters. When one person quietly becomes the default decision maker, without structure, the weight gets heavy. Siblings have opinions. Extended family weighs in. Everyone wants to help. But too many voices can create confusion, not just for the family, but for the senior. Here is why one clear voice matters. When providers, caregivers, or household help receive mixed direction, things unravel quickly. Caregivers don't know who to listen to. The senior hears conflicting plans. Frustration builds. It's not because people don't love each other. It's because no one stopped early enough to define roles. One clear point of communication doesn't mean one person controls everything. It means the family speaks in alignment. Now, I've been in this business for 33 years, and I've seen both versions. I've seen families who planned ahead, where wishes were discussed, roles were clear, and transitions happened with dignity. And more times than I would care to admit, I've seen families fall apart in the middle of a crisis. Not because they didn't care, but because preparation hadn't happened yet. By the time I'm called in as a realtor, emotions are high, paperwork is unclear, siblings disagree, and the senior feels overwhelmed. The real crisis usually isn't what's at hand: senior needing assistance, home safety issues, or an illness. It's the lack of preparation. When families talk ahead of time, roles are defined. One voice communicates. Expectations are aligned. Everything feels calmer. And most importantly, the senior stays in control. And this is exactly why our next porch conversations are about designing your next chapter before you have to, before something forces the issue. Not reacting, not scrambling, not trying to figure it out under pressure, but planning ahead so families avoid extra stress, heartache, and confusion. And seniors live their later years aligned with their own wishes. Not trying to figure it out under pressure, but planning ahead so families avoid extra stress, heartache, and confusion. And seniors live their later years aligned with their own wishes. So, if you would like a list of trusted service providers in your area, including in-home care, support services, and senior living options, click the link below. You'll receive information to help you understand your next step, whether you're preparing ahead or simply exploring your options as a senior homeowner. There's no pressure. If this felt helpful, you can subscribe or simply come back when you need clarity. Until then, take care of yourself and remember, you have options.